Henry David Thoreau, an American philosopher, once said, "The question is not what you look at, but what you see." Good evening, Toastmaster and guests.
Good evening. Good evening.
How many of you know someone who achieved success, happiness, and fulfillment in life despite the unfortunate events in the past? And how many of you know someone who earned lots of money and fame when they were young, and then eventually they struggle to survive or even commit suicide?
Oh, yeah.
So, what is the reason behind this seemingly paradoxical behavior? Being the youngest child in the family, with lots of attentions and privilege from my parents, I was used to acting furiously against whatever contradicted my will. I want this, I want that, and I thought that everything that I wanted was reasonable. However, life is not a fairy tale. If you lose your shoes at midnight, you're not going to be the next Cinderella. Maybe, as what my friends say, Mr. Drunkenstein, or what my Indian friends say, Mr. PK. So, when I was 13 years old, my parents divorced, and we were in a huge debt. One could say that it was a hard time for me. But surprisingly, there's one member in my family who's staying always happy, always smile, with his wiggling tail. You can figure it out by now, that's my dog. He was this size, and white as a cotton bag. Frankly, sometimes I don't know how to differentiate between two of them. So he was always the happiest dog in the world whenever I come home and play with him. But then I wonder, why? Didn't he realize that the house he was staying was shabby and tiny? Didn't he realize that the meals he ate was no longer delicious, full of meat as it used to be? So why? It confused me. Then I found out that the key lies not within the surroundings, but in what he perceived as the most important thing in his life, our never-changing love for him. Despite the financial difficulty, I still take him out for the walk, share a part of meal to him, and rubbing his belly button. So that's all that he needs, and that keeps him happy all the time. If my dog can possess that kind of wisdom, then why can't I? Little by little, I started to understand the power of perspective. What is that? What does that fancy word mean? As for me, perspective is adopting.
What's that sound?
There's a sound in the background.
Okay. Perspective is to adopt another point of view through which you can find an unbiased answer to your problems you face. By shifting the point of view of mine to my mother's, I understand that the rules she set for me just to keep me away from the problems that my uncle used to make when he was at my age. By seeing my deeds through the lens of my friends, I understand why they thought that I was cocky. And by role-playing my dog, I found out the importance of love and care.
Just read it. So continue.
So, by consistently training myself today, I always can find happiness and peace at whenever life throws to me. For example, this one. I stay thankful for what I've been through and positive for whatever life will bring. Remember, the question is not what you look at, but what you see. Thank you.
That personally resonates with